Today's video is special. This is about first principle of differentiation. And the reason why I call this a special video because the entire calculus is based on this very idea. And in this video, I will also introduce you to the concept of limits. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write down the first principle. It will probably not make any sense, but we will eventually prove it and you will understand how we got it. So this is how it looks like. Okay, just bear with me. Let me first write it down for our reference. F prime of x is equal to limit h tends to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Now this little formula here is called as first principle of differentiation. We will be proving this formula and we will see how this formula can be used to find the differentiation of any function. So that is what we will be doing. Before we actually start talking about first principle, I quickly want to remind you that what differentiation is all about. So differentiation is nothing but slope, and it is a slope of a tangent to curve. Okay, so that is differentiation. That's what differentiation is all about. Now, quickly, I'll give you a recap of how things work in differentiation. Uh, Whenever you say functions, okay, they are of two types. One is linear function, where you have y, or let's write f of x is equal to 3x plus 2. And the other type of functions, the second classification, is non-linear functions. Now, when you have a non-linear functions, these are usually curves. So f of x is equal to x squared, just for an example. Now, for a curve, you have something like this. And a straight line is like this. Now, the basic difference between the two, in case of a linear function, finding slope is an easy task, and slope is 3. You can simply compare this equation with y is equal to mx plus c, and the m value is the slope value, and you found it. On top of that, for a straight line, the slope is constant. Like a slope at this point, if you keep a stone here, it will slide down because of the slope. And that slope is same here as well. It is not changing. On a contrary, in case of a non-linear functions, it is not very easy. Like you look at it and you know what is the slope. It is quite challenging to find the slope. And on top of that, the slope is changing at every point. Say at this point, the slope is negative because I told you the slope of a curve is slope of its tangent. And the tangent at this point is different, at this point is different, at this point the slope is 0. So you clearly see the slope is different. That means the slope is variable. And how do we find slope, especially when it comes to curves or a nonlinear functions? Differentiation will help you do that. So now we will see how do we find differentiation, and that is where the concept of limits comes in, and that is where we define this beautiful concept of the first principle of differentiation. So let's talk about that. I'm going to prove this formula now. Let's see how the proof is. It's very simple. Once you understand proof, it's all intuitive. It'll all fall in place. So just bear with me. Let me draw a nice diagram first. Let's say you have this is x-axis and this is y-axis. I'm drawing a curve because we are here to find the slope of a curve. For a straight line, it would be very, very simple, right? So I have this function f of x, and I am interested in finding slope of this tangent. Let me use red color for this tangent here. Okay, so this is tangent t, let's say. And look, this point here is x. When I have this point as x, it's y coordinate. The corresponding y coordinate will be f of x. So let me name this point as say a. This point is a. And we know the coordinate of a are x and f of x. Right? X coordinate is x, y coordinate is f of x. Now, do you realize that when you say differentiation, or when it is f prime of x, or the derivative of f of x, it is nothing but slope of tangent t, and that is what I am here to find. how do I find the slope of this line t, which is tangent at this point? Now, finding a slope of a tangent otherwise is a task, but we can always find slope of a, say, line. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. Let's say if I take a point, let's say I take a point B here, okay, and this blue line, let's say is L. Can we find slope of this line L, the blue line here? All you need is you need to know x and y coordinate of B point as well, because we know that the slope of line L can be found using y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. This is our basic formula for finding slope. All you need to know is, okay, you already know x1, y1 coordinates of A point. You just need to know x2, y2 coordinate of B points, and then you can easily find slope of line L or this AB, the segment AB. So for that, I need to find the coordinates of B. So let us assume that this B point is h distance away. Now watch out carefully. The distance between this point and this point is h. So if this is 4, this is 4 plus h. So this is x plus h. Okay, so B has got x coordinate x plus h. And when x coordinate x plus h, of course, because it is on the function f, you just have to replace x by x plus h. So the y coordinate of B will be f of x plus h, right? F of x plus h. Okay, so let us use this formula y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 so that we find slope of line L. So slope of line L is equal to, this is f of x plus h minus f of x, see, y2 minus y1. And x2 right now, the x coordinate of B is x plus h, and minus x1 is x. And then you cancel out the denominator. So we so far have found slope of line L. It's no big deal. We have done that many times. You know how this formula works, right? So slope of line L is f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Okay, so this is what we got so far. Now what we want to do is from slope of line L, is there a way we can find slope of tangent t? Because that's what we are here for. We want to find slope of tangent t. Now how do we do that? The technique or the idea is we use concept of limits. Okay, now let me explain what I mean. All you have to do is make h very small. Okay, if I make h very small, this is a small less than symbol. So if h is very small, what will happen? The width between this point and this point will reduce and they will come really close. And when they come very close, do you see B point? Look, B point is a point on the graph on the function f of x, no? So the B point will be here. I'm going to get B as close to A possible, but not merging them together, because if they merge, then there is no line and there is no slope, and then there is no y2 and x2. I hope you get my point. We're going to get x, the point A and point B really close together, and we can do that by making h value very small. So when I say h very small, that is where the concept of limit comes in, and we write down limit h approaches 0, or you can read it as h tends to 0. So when I say limit h approaches 0, all I'm trying to say is h will be very small. That simply means A and B points are going to be really close together. And if A and B points are really close together, the line L and T is one and the same thing. Look, AB is that line L, no? So that AB, that blue line, will be literally exactly like the tangent, you see? I hope you get what I'm saying. So whenever you apply this concept of limit and say h approaches 0 or h is very small, there you go, you get the slope of a tangent. So what do you think is the slope of a tangent? Well, we have the answer here. The answer is whenever you make a lim for limit, h approaches 0 when h is very small, and that you do on the slope of L. slope of L is already here, that you do on f of x plus h minus f of x over h. When you do here, that's where you find the derivative. That's the first principle of differentiation. You see this exact formula I wrote here. Now, does this make sense? This limit h tends to 0 says h will be very small, then the derivative will be like this. Now, once you have this first principle, how can we use it? Can we find out derivative of x square now using first principle? Let's see how we can do that. Now, let me take a question. The question, to make you understand this whole concept better, okay, let f of x is equal to x square, okay, or rather f of x is equal to x square. Find f prime of x, that means find the derivative of the function, and find slope of tangent at x is equal to 2, -2, and 0. Okay, let us solve this problem so that you understand how we use first principle and how we get the answers. Okay, so for this question, we are going to use solution. We're going to use first principle of differentiation, which is the formula we just derived. F prime of x is equal to limit h tends to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x over h. Look, we already have f of x, which is x square. So let me write that here. If f of x is x square, now what will be f of x plus h? X plus h square, the whole square, of course. Look, if f of x is x square, what will be f of t? T square. What will be f of p? P square. What will be f of x plus h? X plus h square. That's how it is done. Okay. And we can simplify this more. X plus h square is nothing but x square plus 2xh plus h square, expanding the bracket there. I get f prime of x is equal to, this is limit h tends to 0 over h. F of x plus h is over here. This is x square plus 2xh plus h square, the first term, minus f of x is just x square. And then this x square will cancel out. Let's rewrite this as f prime of x is equal to limit h tends to 0. This is 2xh plus h square over h. I can take h, a common term, out. So it is f of x is equal to limit h tends to 0. You will take h out. So it is 2x plus h over h, and then h will cancel out again. Now, once we do that, I'm going to continue that here. Let's write f prime of x is equal to limit h tends to 0. This is 2x plus h. And look, when we say x approaches 0, we know that h is almost 0. And when h is almost 0, it's like 0.00001. So this term is really small. It really doesn't count. So conveniently, I'm going to say, well, f prime of x is just 2x, and that small number, who cares? And that's how I got the derivative f prime of x as 2x. So now for a function f of x is equal to x square, this was our original function, you see, right? We found the derivative of that function as 2x. Okay, so f prime of x is 2x. And I hope you remember when I said differentiation or the derivative, it is nothing but slope of a curve or slope of function at that point, which means slope of its tangent at that point. So let's see if that works. If I draw a diagram here, let's say that is your x versus y, and that's your function f, which is x squared. It's a parabola opening upwards. Now, let's say the question is, you want to find the tangent, find the slope of a tangent at 2, -2, and 0. Let's see how we can do that. Let's say this is 2, 1, and 2. That's x equal to 2. And then -1 and -2. That is x is equal to -2. And the slope has to be okay. And then I want to find at x equal to 0 also, right? How do I find slope here? Let's say this is tangent t1. Let's say this is tangent t2. And this is tangent t3. how can I use this formula for slope of a function and find out the slope of these tangents. Now, f prime of x at x is equal to 2. All you have to do is here plug in the value of x as 2. So it is 2 times 2, that's 4. And that's the slope of T1, right? This tangent. Now, next is if I want to find f prime of x at x is equal to -2, it is 2 times -2, which is -4. Do you clearly see if this line has got slope 4, this line has got slope -4. They're exactly in a different directions, but same slope in terms of magnitude. Well, this is the slope of T2. And what is f prime of x at x is equal to 0? It is 2 times 0, which is, well, 0. And that is the slope of tangent T3. Yeah, that's the correct name. So T3 is a horizontal line. So definitely the slope is 0. So this is your first principle of differentiation. Very powerful technique, and it lets us find the slope of any curve, which was the challenging part that we have addressed using the concept of limit and the first principle. I hope you followed the proof also. Proof is probably not for the exam, but it's good to know. I feel every student should know this proof, because the entire calculus is really based on all this. And then we did one problem. We can prove all the formulae using proof. So all the standard formulae of derivative, when you say d over dx of sine x is equal to cosine x, this is the standard formula. This formula is derived using the first principle. Like all the formulae are derived using first principle, and then when we solve other problems of differentiation, we use standard formulae. But where do they come from? They come from first principle. I hope you followed all this, and this is it. So I'll see you in the next lesson then.